everybody, I'm Christy Tabarro. I'm a team leader with Usborne Books and More. I'm going to show you some of my favorite books that talk about feelings. We have so many great books for this topic. My favorite is Jonathan James and the What If Monster. And this is all about a little boy, Jonathan James, who has this what if monster in his head that puts all of these worries in his head. He worries if something will be scary or yucky or if he won't win a race, and he starts to have these doubts. So then he says, wait a minute, what if I don't really need to worry about all of this? He says, what if you're wrong? Talking to the what if monster. So he says, what if I climb to the top of that tree and I never slip or skin up my knee? And one of my favorite lines, and what if I run in a really big race and have a great time no matter what place? And you go on and on about all these, what if something goes well? And it ends with, and what if the chance I take in the end is just how I find my very best friend? Such a positive story, especially for those little ones who may have some anxieties over doing something new. You can get this awesome what if monster plush to go along with it. Next we have Blue Whale Blues, and this is all about appreciating the small things, like really just finding joy in those little things. And it's about this whale who's so blue because he can't get his bike to work, and his bike is actually a shopping cart, and this penguin tries to help him along, and he's like, oh, don't be blue, it's just upside down. And he's complaining that he can't figure out how to put his helmet on. It's really just a cooking pot. He's like, oh, don't be silly, just put it on your nose. And then all of a sudden he sees this turtle come along riding a bike, and he's like, oh, I don't think my bike's a bike, and I think I need legs to ride a bike. I don't have any legs. And he starts laughing, and he ends up being so positive after that, even when his guitar breaks. His guitar happens to be a tennis racket. And the illustrations are really beautiful. I absolutely love this one. Next we have Billy the Goat's Big Breakfast, and this is all about sharing and patience, and it's all about Billy the Goat who goes to his friend's house to have breakfast, and he can't wait to eat for all his other friends to arrive. He ends up eating it beforehand, and the bread wasn't done all the way, so it starts rising in his stomach, making his belly swell, so he can't keep the secret anymore and has to tell his friends he ate the food. And there's a song at the end. It's really a cute story. Next we have Tale of Two Beasts, all about perspective and realizing that there can be two sides to any story. It starts with this little girl who saves a beast from the forest and gives him a little house and makes him feel all better, and then you hear it from the beast side where he says he was ambushed in the forest and made disgustingly clean, and it's just a really cute, silly story. I laughed the first time I read it. I love the message behind this one. We also have Hip and Hop, You Can Do Anything, and this is about a little birdie who's trying to learn to ride his bike, and there's a rap that they say to help him stay motivated, and it says, you can do anything if you try, you can do anything, ride or fly. Don't let anybody tell you no, focus on your dreams and go. Such a cute one. Also about believing in yourself is Cornelia, about this little girl who believes she can fly until others start to doubt her, and then she kind of loses that sense and starts to not be able to fly anymore. She gets really gray and down until she finally believes in herself, and she says, just because another can't see the world like you doesn't make things impossible or mean they are not true. Such a great positive message, and there's a plush Cordelia to go along with that as well. Next we have Can I Join Your Club, which is all about inclusion, and it's a really cute story about this duck who's trying to find a club. He tries to join Lion's Club but can't roar, tries to join Snake's Club but he can't hiss, tries to join Elephant's Club but he can't trumpet like an elephant, so he ends up making his own club, and the only requirement is that you want to be in the club. Super cute. Next we have Bob is a Unicorn, and Bob really believes he's a unicorn, and he's asking all his friends, you know what I am, right? And they're like, no, I don't know what you are. And trying to find himself, and he finally gets to the end and meets someone who realizes, yes, you are a unicorn. And it says, Bob is not a unicorn, everyone can see that, everyone but Bob. And there he is, he's more like an elephant there, but he has a horn and believes he's a unicorn. So again, believing in yourself, such a positive message. Next we have Dog and Mouse, all about friendship, and this one's really cute. It's about this dog who's trying to find his best friend. He doesn't have one yet and he wants one, so he finds this mouse, and Mouse says, I'll help you find your best friend. Let's go looking. And they're looking for his best friend, and then they realize, wait a second, we would make perfect friends for each other. So it's all about realizing what's in front of you, and they were best friends all along without even realizing it. Jessica's Box is another great friendship book. Jessica brings a box of different things to school to try and make friends. One day it's cupcakes, and she says no one thanks her. And one day it's her dog, because she thought, oh, everyone loves dogs, and then the groundskeeper takes the dog because you can't have a dog at school. So then she brings an empty box and says she just wants to disappear, and hides herself in the box. And someone comes along and says, I found you, now you have to find me. And she realizes she found a friend without needing anything in her box, just herself. So again, all about just being yourself. And finally, I have the thank you dish. And the thank you dish is all about being thankful. Let me just zoom up a little bit. And this little girl is thanking everything. She's thanking she's thanking a tree because that's where she met one of her friends. She's thanking she's thanking kangaroos because they didn't eat her carrots, all sorts of things. Thank you, road workers. And Mama says, why road workers? And so she says, because I'm thanking the road workers for fixing the path so we could ride our bikes along it. So just really cute about community and being thankful for what you have. I hope you love those. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.